Teaching environmental stewardship, particularly when it comes to protecting and preserving our most precious resource, water, is the mission of Project WET. The DEP's Jake Glantz has more.
Greg, the WET in Project WET stands for Water Education for Teachers, but the program adds an additional ingredient for students: fun. It may look like recess on the playground, but this is actually a class. And these students from Salt Rock Elementary School are learning about the water cycle.
Okay, so she went from the clouds to the glacier. How would you go from the clouds to a glacier? You guys know what a glacier is? Big mountain of ice. So how would you go from the clouds to a glacier if you're a water molecule?
It's very exciting. It's really neat. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I'm very impressed. It's really fun for them, and it really makes it more concrete for them to understand.
The DEP's Project WET program holds water festivals like these at locations all across the state every spring and fall.
We target 5th graders because we think that's the best grade for them to kind of pick up these concepts, but also young enough to sit down and listen. And Project WET targets 5th graders, but we also include younger kids. Today we have 4th graders here also, and we've also done water festivals with high schoolers, so we can go any direction. We're very flexible with our program.
The Project WET water festivals are often hosted by a local watershed group or municipality with a stormwater permit as part of their education and outreach program.
Schools have been wonderful being able to participate. We've got over 170 students here this year for the water festival. And it's just great seeing so many kids that want to be involved and so many teachers that want the children to be involved. That's important too. So that's really about it. That's the whole crux of the thing, is to be able to get the kids out here, learn something in an environment that is fun and interesting.
We're hoping that this kind of sparks some interest in them and they look at water a little bit differently, and maybe even down the road we get some scientists out of the bunch and some biologists and environmental studies majors that can come back and stay in West Virginia and kind of help us with some of our water issues that we have.
Like this budding ichthyologist.
The fish.
Yeah, tell me about it.
It was slimy. And somebody touched it and it jumped out of the water.
Or this future meteorologist.
The coolest thing I've seen today was how the fog was made.
Tell me about it.
They had dry ice and they put hot water in it and it made like this mist fog kind of stuff, and it was really cool.
It's a wonderful experience because a lot of times we don't have the opportunity to do that in the classroom, so we only have so many resources in our classroom, so this is a great opportunity to get them out and exploring, yeah.
I think it's critically important, and if you talk to any of our watershed groups around the state, they think it's very important to reach out to these children when they're young so they can start observing how water is treated in our state and their impacts that they have directly to the water. So I think after the children leave today, they'll have a new appreciation for it, and maybe if they see trash in the river, they'll go down and pick it up instead of letting it float on down.
The Project WET curriculum was developed in collaboration with teachers, scientists, and resource professionals and aligns with state and national standards of learning, strongly emphasizing STEM principles. Project WET believes that educators hold the key to empowering people to effect sustainable, positive change at the local level for the benefit of all water users. For Environment Matters, I'm Jake Glantz.
Thanks, Jake. For more information on Project WET and to find out how your school can take part, visit our website, dep.wv.gov. You'll find Project WET in the Resources and Education for the Public section under the Waste and Water tab.